Okay, I'm recording. I'm sharing. I'm going to haKoneis. Okay, so what are we talking about over here?
I think from the start is like 5 lines from the bottom where it says Tanya Amar Rabbi Yoshua. Here.
Okay, Tanya. Tanya Amar Rabbi Yoshua. Yeshua said, Arba Dvarim. There are 4 things. One who does them is going to be exempt in the courts of the human beings. However, Chayav is liable, obligated, Chayav, b'dinei shamayim in the heavenly court. So in other words, there are 4 types of activities. Rashi says, Pater midinei adam, Kasavar, look at the Rashi here. Pater midinei adam, Kasavar grama b'nezikin pater. He holds that grama b'nezikin is going to be exempt. That when you, grama means when you, okay? A grama equals indirect causing damage indirectly.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Let me just move this thing. Causing damage indirectly. Okay. So that's the Rashi. We'll go back into the Gemara. These are the 4 cases. One who knocks down a wall in front of his friend's animal. Let's look at the Rashi first. And what happens in the case of the party together? Rashi says, the animal got out, and it escaped. So what are you paying for? You're paying for the animal running away. The animal, you're paying for the animal, not the damages of the animal.
Okay, so you're...
The animal itself.
Okay, I thought it was the other way.
That's what Rashi says. Rashi's focused on the fact that the animal ran away. Okay? If you lean over the wheat of your friend. When it says friend, it just means another Jew. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
The Like in front of the fire. Rashi says, well, it's not like it, to the side of the fire. In order that the fire should consume it. Or if you went ahead and you hired false witnesses, to testify. Or you know testimony that would help your friend and you don't testify on his behalf. Amar Mar. So Mar literally means master. But in this case, the master is Rabbi Yoshua. But in a Yula interview, they want to hear you say master. Because last year, the guy translated it as Rabbi Yoshua. He says, no, it means master. Okay. So that's the first case. Let's analyze it. Tell me what's the case. If we're talking about where the wall is a strong wall, then you should be chayv b'dinei adam as well. Rashi says, if you're talking about a strong wall, also miha akosel, at least on the wall, to have be a dayim avad. You did it with your hands. You broke the wall with your hands. You have no rishus, you have no permission to go break down people's walls. So to use language that says pater b'dinei adam, doesn't make sense to say that. Okay, let's look at Tosfos. Pirish. Akosel, at least on the wall. You're not going to be chayav on the animal. So pritas geder bialma, just knocking down the wall alone. The inzel grama bialma. That's a straightforward grama, indirect cause. Go back to Rashi. Rashi says, "Abehema lecha lenemar demechayev." The Tanan partzul listim pater. On the behema, there is not to say that you should be obligated. The Tanan we learned in the Mishnah, later in the Mishnah, partzul listim. If the listim knocked down the wall, pater. So the Mishnah says very clearly that knocking down a good wall, you're not chayiv on the animal. So when the Gemara says, it can't be talking about the animal. That's the point. Okay. It can't be talking about the animal. It has to be talking about the wall itself. And that's what Rashi and Tosfos are in agreement over here. And then he says, some svarim explicitly say akotel on the wall. Okay.
Yeah. Do you mind if I don't know how to highlight it? So can you please highlight all the Tosfot and Rashi that we're learning?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
When is the result? Wow. Yes. No.
The rest of this Tosfos is a little bit technical, okay? I doubt he's going to ask you on it, okay? I can't even go up on it. But I'm going to read it to you just in case.
Okay, thank you.
Dim Tomar, Vav Aleph Taf.
Okay.
Vav Aleph Taf,
Is Vim Tomar?
Dim Tomar. Vim Tomar. And whenever Tosfos uses this language of Vim Tomar, it's a question. That equals a question mark, okay?
Okay.
It's good that you're chayiv on the wall. Nema depater medine adam koya behema. So the Gemara says, if we're talking about a strong wall, says Tosfos, okay, I know you're going to be chayiv on the wall, but on the animal you're going to be pater medine adam, right? So therefore, when Yeshua Balemi said pater medine adam, he's only speaking about the animal. The Ishlamar, and again, this is a classic Vav Yud Lamed. The Ishlamar stands for "and there is to say," but that literally means as an answer. He says the Lo Shaykh Lemitni Pater Medine Adam. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi would not say that you're chayiv. Rabbi Yeshua rather would not say that you're chayiv Pater Medine Adam. Imhaya Shum Chiyuv Oba Behema Oba Kotel. He would not use the word Pater Medine Adam unless it was universally true on everything in the case, right? On the wall, on the animal itself. Okay, so leave it there, because until there you could say, I taught you, I didn't teach you the rest of the Tosfos, okay?
Okay.
And then even when you read it in the Gemara, if you want to sound like a Talmud Chacham, so when you read the Gemara to the person testing you, you say, Omar Mar says, the master says, we're quoting Rabbi Yeshua, Haporitz Geder, his first case of Chai B'dinei Adam, Chai B'dinei Shemayim Pater B'dinei Adam, Haporitz Geder B'dinei Meschavero, knocking down the wall in front of your friend's animal. He's telling you what's the case. If we're talking about a strong wall, B'dinei Adam Nami Nechayev, so then in the courts of humanity you should be Chayev, at least on the wall, but on the animal you're going to be Pater B'dinei Adam. And don't tell me that he was talking about a strong wall and he's only speaking about the animal, because when Yeshua says Pater, he means you're Pater across the board. Okay?
Okay. So you're saying I should be going into depth with each word?
Pardon me?
You're saying I should be going in depth with each word?
No, you're explaining the Gemara as clearly as possible. Okay?
Okay.
Ella, says the Gemara.
Have you tried the arrows?
You're fine.
Arrow piece? Okay.
Ella, we're going down to Daf. Yin Vav Amid Aleph. Mikota Ru'ua. We're talking about a bad wall. Rashi says, the lo afsidei. You didn't cause him a loss. The lemistar koi, because it was meant to be knocked down. Okay? If it was meant to be knocked down, that's the Rashi.
Which one means knock down? The mistar koi?
The mistar koi means that it was koi, it was standing. The mistar for it was basically condemned. Okay? It was meant to be destroyed.
Oh yeah, with how we learned about the thing with if the government says they should.
Okay, so that's the first case with Rashi and Tosfos.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Amar Mar, who's Mar?
Master. Or Rabbi Yeshua in this case.
Rabbi Yeshua. If somebody moves over the wheat of his friend, literally kamaso is like the standing wheat. Okay. Because they used to pile up the wheat. It's nedlik in front of a fire.
So is this like a bale of wheat, or is it like?
What's that?
Is it like a bale of wheat, or is it just like a roll? By a standing grain, does it mean like a bale of wheat? Or?
Yeah, anything like that. I mean, don't forget that back then in their the way they used to do things, right? They used to like gather the wheat together. It's like Lachas of Shabbos. We just did this in Daf Yomi a couple of days ago. Okay.
Yes.
So to be ma'amar means to stack up the wheat. Okay.
Okay.
So you're moving the wheat of your friend. in front of a fire. What's the case? If you would say that the wind would a common wind would cause the fire to reach the wheat, so then you basically put it in a place where you knew the fire was going to hit it.
So you're saying,
Adam nami nechai, we should be chai b'dinei Adam as well.
okay.
Ella rather the matcha beruach she'ena mitzuya. Rather you put it in a place where a regular wind would not reach it, but an abnormal wind might reach it.
So that would be.
Let's read the Rashi.
Okay.
Rashi says the matile kishekafefa, when you bent it, higia b'hadleka, you caused the fire reached it. Beruach mitzuya. So if it's a common hare biyadayim hiver, it's like you're letting it on fire with your hands. Ubedin adam nami nechayev. Ubedin adam nechayev. We will nechayev. We will obligate you b'din adam. We're talking about ruach she'ena mitzuya. To mediate is something the losalka daitehi that he never would have thought of. Okay.
Okay.
We did not learn this Tosfos over here. We did not do it. Okay. Not Tosfos. Rav Ashi has a different pirush. Rav Ashi Amar, Tamun itmar. So what is Tamun?
It's if you cover it. If you cover
Right.
the.
Look at the Rashi.
Okay.
Shekisa kamas chavero b'sidinim. You covered up the wheat of your friend with sheets.
With that
Kisharad leika etzla, when you saw the fire by it. V'hulo shalach hasabeir, you did not light the fire. If you from Rashi you see that if you set the fire and you covered it up, maybe you're going to be chayav. But here someone else did it, a third party started the fire, but you went ahead and you covered it. Shavya tamun, you made it hidden. The garam lahaftidas hanizak, you're causing the nizak, the one who got damaged, to lose. The liftar es hamavir, to make that the one who lit the fire is pater. Why? The pater al tamun ba'esh, because that's the Xeris HaKosav. The Torah says that tamun is pater ba'esh. That somebody that if I lit a fire and it burned something that was covered up, I don't have to pay. Why is that? Xeris HaKosav. That's what the Torah says. Okay. So in this case, I didn't light the fire. I'm not chayav b'dinei adam, but I will be chayav b'dinei shemayim because I caused a loss to the person who owns the wheat because he can no longer go collect from the person who set the fire. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. On this, there's no Tosfos either.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. You want me to move? You have time to continue now? Are you ready to serve lunch? Okay. Yona, can we continue tomorrow?
Of course.
Or maybe I'll just do a little bit more later, and I'll send you part 2 a little later. How much more Gemara do you want me to read?
Can we read down to where we stopped with if you scare a friend off a cliff, like that all those 8 cases? Or was it 8?
Yeah. All right, believe it or not, I'll do it later. Okay, and I'll send it to you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. Also, one question.
Yeah.
Can you please send me this recording?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thank you.
Send me a text with your email, okay?
Okay.
Okay.